I'm not going to be a wrestler. I'm going to be an alligator lover. I don't want to fight them. I just want to hug them and caress them and say nice things to them while they don't bite me because their mouths are taped up. Well, I mean, Lil Donnie, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. When Trump was elected, before that, I mean, a lot of people said I started a comic strip, and before that, when people would talk about politics, I would actively go, "Shut up! I don't want to hear this. This is annoying. Nobody wants to hear your opinion about politics. It's boring." I had no opinions on that stuff. I thought everybody was always making a big deal, right versus left. And then this guy comes around and basically shows, he showed me how bad things have actually gotten. I wasn't paying attention because I get the opportunity to not have to. And so, I mean, I got off my ass, so to speak. I haven't really done anything other than be petty and make fun of a guy. I mean, I give away money I make at shows to charities that are actively counteracting the damage that he's doing to our country. But I mean, really, that's about the least that anybody could do. I mean, I'm not out there like my wife goes. I mean, she's protesting. She actively works towards this stuff. But I think you have to do whatever little tiny thing, because this is guy. Plain and simple, he shouldn't be where he is. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that. You could also say that, I mean, there really isn't much of a debate anymore. There's usually either we're right or we're right, and there's not much of a in-between, because a lot of people will jump on you if you're like, let's see what happens when you get a little more towards the middle. They're like, no, that means you're just letting the other side get by. And I was like, that used to be the way life worked. That's how you exist. Otherwise, it's just constant battles. I feel like there is a in-between, but right now, I don't know what the solution is. I'm just making fun of the guy. I'm making my statements. I'm not saying your family should be run out of town because you voted for him, although I think it was a really dumb idea if you did it. But I'm not saying you should be a pariah. I feel like you should look back and see what's going on and maybe come back around.
But you're taking a stance, and you're actually doing something on a daily basis.
I am.
And like it's like that little train that could, and it's pushing, and then like Image announced that they're picking up the strip for a hardcover. So hardcover?
Yeah, we're collecting it in August. I think August 22nd is the date. It'll be the first year's worth of comic strips. Each one of them will be dated, so you'll know. You can go back and do web research and see what he actually did that was stupid that week. No, I am not. I'm not that talented. I'm not that funny. I'm not even that good looking. It's me being petty. It's the only thing I could do. I'm just screaming impotently at the world, which, when you think about it, is all he does, except that he's in a position of power now. You know, it should be somebody else. It should be Kamala Harris that has that job. It shouldn't be him. A little bit. I mean, you when the book comes out, the entire back is a quote from somebody on Twitter that really went to town on me. I just block them because a lot of them are just, I mean, seriously, it's crazy nonsense that I get yelled at about. This stuff really, it's easy for it to roll off my back. I don't get death threats. People on the internet, they just go for they're like wolves going after like innocent sheep. They just go for the weak people. And if you're ready for them, they're just like, they back off, so. I have something through Dark Horse. I would say it would be a flagship title of theirs that I'm working on right now. I am doing something again with Tim Seeley, which will be announced next week on Twitch. I am working on a new book that is also pug related. That will be out. They'll announce that probably next month. But I'm working with Rafer Roberts, who I did Archer and Armstrong and Valiant with. So it's very much in that vein. And I'm bringing back Battle Pug. Next January, we're collecting everything into one big, we're calling it the Compugnum. And after that, I'll have a sequel series that'll be coming out for Image. It's about as far from revival as you can get. It's, but it is also a very strong and very unique female protagonist, and it's more of an adventure. It's hard to describe. For me, emotion comes from, I've always considered my strongest point actually drawing real human faces and acting the way people, which is very hard to do on a printed form in sequential order without motion, like you're watching me. You can tell if I'm angry or upset, but if it's a static image, I really concentrate on doing that. So if you can make your character act, then you can portray emotion. With horror, it's a whole different thing. Trying to scare people. Part of that for me is always making everything look as normal as possible until something horrible happens, then it's an actual shock, just like in real life. Like you come home and then blood all over your walls. It's like, that's not right. So I try to make everything about as normal and humdrum as possible until something terrible happens. And that way I can at least shock your system.